What's up YouTube, Kronos here, and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So, I looked through a lot of my videos recently and I realized that I don't have gameplay in it, like at all. And I remember when I was doing stuff way back, I would do videos of the urgent quest or emergency quests when they came up, right? So, it was mostly just like an impressions thing at the time. They were all new to me, so new stuff popping up, but there's nothing like that for me now, right? Since I've done all these beforehand. So I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and just do a few of these, show you guys kind of how I approach urgent quests and kind of what I do. Quick notes. I'm going to talk about some other things later that are just like channel related, but just quick notes early on. I picked up the quest. It starts at the top of the hour. And then when I started it, I just took the highest difficulty I can. I'm not actually going to take this, by the way. And it shows multi-block since I was on my own. Ideally, you want to get down here and get into a party as soon as you can. Being in a party gives you a try boost, so it's fairly useful. So we're going to jump into a party with these random people. Feed our mag really quick. We'll just give them dimates. That's all we have on us. And jump into it. So knowing about the urgent quests are pretty useful, so I'll probably try to go over quite a few of these. That way we just get some gameplay in the actual channel. I mean, information is great, and that's kind of what I do, but I do also play the video game, I promise. Contrary to popular belief. But, so, what do I really want to go over? This emergency quest or urgent quest, I'm going to call them emergency quests or EQs a lot. I apologize. It's a remnant of playing JP. And they were called EQs back then. So it's going to be really hard for me to break that. That's what I'm looking for. It'd be kind of hard for me to break that habit. But knowing your EQs are kind of useful. Essentially, which ones you want to do, which ones you can skip, so on and so forth. This one specifically, Mothership, is pretty much just meant to be around for experience, and if you really don't need experience, it's a pretty good source of X cubes when you're max level. Now, you guys saw in a previous video, I used up a ton of X cubes. I used up about 300 of them. Now granted, if you went with what I said and not what I specifically did, ideally you'll really only use up around 40 X cubes instead of the 300 that I did, but I also had the resources to burn, so I figured why not. And I really didn't want to reaffix this later until it becomes its 15-star variant. So, and if you only are joining at this video, you didn't see the affixing video I released actually today at the time of me recording this. I affixed this Nemesis weapon, and it's going to be, if I get to choose it, I'm pretty sure you do get to choose it if I remember the upgrade system correctly, which we'll go over that when it comes out. But if I get to choose a base weapon, which I believe normally you do, this will be my base weapon going towards my austere. It's not super amazingly affixed, but you know, it's something. The things to talk about. So I did want to say a little bit of a thank you. The channel has received ridiculous growth in the past few days, like in the past week. It was kind of funny. It was going over with a friend of mine. We're talking about how, you know, all of a sudden I'm over 1,000 subscribers, which was like, you know, which was kind of it was a big milestone for me. Thought over 1,000 is like right at the beginning where you technically become YouTube partnered and so on and so forth. So it was kind of cool, seeing me hit that milestone. But it wasn't just over 1,000 subscribers. If you guys actually look at the sub count, probably by the time of this video goes up, if I look at it right now, it's at like 1,600. So currently, if I check my oh boy, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Don't want to get demonetized. Come on, come on. Let's not have symbol art enabled. Yeah, that's a problem that we have to deal with, unfortunately. Symbol arts are pretty bad. All right, that little lag when messing around with options kind of sucks. So what was I talking about? So anyway, as part of the videos, we have jumped up a substantial number of subscribers. So I wanted to thank you guys. It's super awesome of you. I'm glad I can bring you guys in content and information that you really are you're looking for. I do want to make, I mean, videos technically with better production quality, to be honest. It's just, I'm not buying Sony Vegas again. Not until it's cheap again, or I find it on sale again. And for those of you guys who followed my channel before, most of this chunk of people have jumped on board. I had to format my, I guess you can call it my streaming PC. I call it my media PC. Basically, I use it for streaming, for video editing at the time that I was video editing. But I had to reformat that PC and was not able to get my copy of Sony Vegas back. So yeah, that's not gonna be repurchased for a while, for a long while. Oh, quick note, guys, by the way, if you're doing this for experience specifically, make sure you have an EXP boost up, a tri boost up, because tri boost and experience boost do stack. I know that's something that they specifically say. I didn't turn this on. I'm gonna go heal these guys. Of course. It's like, I'm gonna do something nice. I get knocked down. But tri boost and EXP boosts stack. So a tri boost is all three of the buffs. So it's Meseta, experience, and rare drop rate. And EXP boost is just EXP boost. So you're getting more experience by using all of them, which is kind of nice. I mean, you can always pop the Meseta boost. You can always pop the rare drop rates. I have a rare drop rate up specifically because I'm, you know, going for, oh, what's what I'm looking for? I am going for X cubes, so I'm going for 10 stars. Those of you guys who don't know what X cubes specifically are, X cubes are a currency you can use in the X cube shop, most commonly used for getting affix success rates. We'll use them later to get higher level versions of our PAs when those are available, so that'll be kind of nice. I'll end up burning a bunch of X cubes then. So like, just trying to think of something to talk about during these videos specifically when I go through these, because beforehand, like I mentioned, these were a first impressions thing for me. But now I've done these beforehand, so they're no longer first impressions as much as like they're just excuses for me to talk with you guys and basically bring you daily content. Is he weak to light? No, he is not. Turn on break stance. Okay. So part of what I'm going to start doing is looking through the comments, and I do want to answer comments as much as possible, but what I want to also do is I lost my train of thought completely, dude. This is the hard part about doing live commentary. Some people are amazing at it, some people are terrible at it. I personally, middle of the ground. But I want to take comments and answer comments in the video itself, that way I can kind of talk about certain things. I know some people had a couple of questions about certain things when it came to the recent affixing videos, so I just went through all of those comments. It looks like I apparently went through the grinding portion relatively quickly. So let me know if you guys want to see a video just about grinding your weapons. There's a couple of ways to do it, to be honest, but like, it really depends on what you have access to. I personally just do urgent quests, and then I save the 12 stars, the Sigma weapons. If the weapon sells for about 100k or more, I'll just sell it. But if it doesn't sell for at least 100k, I'll just, you know, I'll keep the weapon itself and use it as grind fodder for the most part. When I say grind fodder, I mean basically I just smash them into each other to make a plus 30 12 star, and then use that to grind 13 stars later. So what you'll notice while I'm picking up stuff is I'll only pick up 10 stars and above when it comes to weapons. The 10 and 11 stars get cubed. The 12 stars get either sold or saved for fodder. I'm also taking a look at units. Anything that is above, oh, of course. Anything that's above 4 slots, usually I'll try to pick up, check and see if it's worth anything on the market. Lower than that, I kind of tend to ignore unless it's PSO2 day and I was just fighting Rappies because of Arc's Fever. Little things like that are things you really don't get a ton of information about. So like, yeah, I'll look through all these. I'll see a few discs. Those are useful. I don't see any units, so I just kind of skip all that. A disc again. Telepipes I'm capped on, and you're a 1 slot. All right, cool. Well, I'm in a party, so someone else should be resetting this. We're gonna do one more run. even though this is like the perfect time. Technically that was a 10-minute video, but we look towards other things for a couple of reasons. So you can just eat us, dude. Just drag us along with, don't wait. So the discs are useful because of a future feature that we're going to be getting. I know some of you guys have been looking into, you know, what should I be, or you know, what do I need and things like that. If you guys have been reading any of the guides online for different classes, they'll mention type 0 PAs or crafted PAs. Well, discs can be broken down into fragments, and those fragments will be used to craft those type 0 and crafted PAs. So I personally am holding on to all of my discs at over level 11. As you can see, I have like 500 in my character storage. Anything over level 11 will break down into fragments. So I'm gonna break everything down into fragments when that comes out and make what I need, and then probably sell the rest. So I highly recommend you too hold on to fragments or hold on to discs if you can, because there's going to be a large number of people that are going to eat the market alive when that first comes out, since not only are the PA fragments sellable, but the discs you create, they don't guarantee how good the PA actually is. So you may need to craft it more than once to get its full power. And the actual item that you craft to apply to your PA for the type 0, for example, let's put it this way, to kind of make a bit more sense. So when type 0 PAs come out, you'll have to craft them. You'll make them out of these PA fragments. What it'll give you will be a disc that modifies your PA. The type 0 stuff usually will give you increased damage, and then it'll give you a bit more PP that's used as well in most cases. Now, the amount of damage you get increased and the amount of PP that it costs increased actually changes. So you can get something like, you know, 100% damage increase, but only get like a +1 PP usage. But you can also get something as terrible as a 10% damage increase and like a +10 PP usage. So yeah, you're probably going to craft these a couple of times. Now, because of that, people are more than likely going to craft these and try to make money off of them, because you can sell the actual item that you use to apply to your PAs. It doesn't automatically apply to it. And once you use it, of course, it's gone. So it's a consumable, meaning it's going to be worth money. Consumables usually always are, especially ones that are relatively necessary. Dude, mobbing on Bouncer, so calming. As long as you can maintain your buffs up or you have a techer with you, very, very nice. There's ways you can optimize your mobbing a little bit, but it's mothership. It's not really that important. But yeah, that's why I'm picking up the discs that I am. They're just going to be useful in the future. I'm probably going to cap out an inventory or two full of them, because I really just don't want to deal with it later. For those of you guys who've played Bouncer, or who followed me playing Bouncer, you know that Kestrel and I have a love-hate relationship. And its upgraded version, the Type 0 version of Kestrel, is pretty buff. And if you play Soaring Blades only Bouncer, get used to Kestrel, because it's like your highest damage option for the most part, outside of Photon Blade Fever. If you can land all of Kestrel, you want a Kestrel. I'm gonna go back here actually, because enemies spawn back here, and people usually get killed because of it. Alright, cool. That takes care of those. So we're grabbing identifiable rare drops. We're checking units. If you look in the top left-hand corner, you can see that 3 that's up there in the top left. That tells me how many augment slots the unit has. So lets me know if it's worth grabbing or not. Over time, you just get used to how quick you can loot things. You get just used to eyeballing it, basically. Long story short, I need to actually get the lock on not his core there. There we go. Oh, okay. I actually did get the Kestrel start. I thought I missed it. But yeah, hopefully, again, this is only going to be the first of a few of these videos. I want to try to get a daily series going where just do some content and talk to you guys. There's a lot of you guys out there that are looking or have been looking for more informative content. It was kind of a joke for a while that my videos were a little too long, just because I can talk about PSO2 all day. I can't help it. There's a lot to talk about. So I don't want to make these too terribly long, but at the same time, I can't always control that. And I just flat out cannot really edit much at the moment. And time to take out, or taking out time to edit not only takes out time of my personal life, but it also takes time away from me playing the game, takes time away from me like even just coming up with content for you guys, when most of this content can really just be shown to you guys. I mean, that's one thing I've noticed. People have mentioned, you know, this was more, or they mentioned my videos like this was more informative than this person's, this, that, and so and so. And what I found is just telling people things, like saying, hey, look, just use this, do that, do this, this is the better thing to use, doesn't really, I mean, it helps to an extent, but at the end of the day, not showing people why and how you got that result actually tends to hurt more than it helps, in my opinion. Now, granted, that doesn't mean I'm knocking on anyone who does do that specifically. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that have been, or content creators, excuse me, that have been releasing videos, and honestly, their information isn't incorrect. It's fairly useful. But in a lot of cases, they don't really tell you why. Like, you know, why are you picking this up? Where are you seeing this information from? And I feel like if I can show you guys where I'm gathering this info from, how I come to these conclusions, why I make these decisions overall, you can then take that information and then come to your own conclusions later on when you're looking at stuff. It's kind of the thought process of, what is it, like, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime, sort of thing, you know. Hopefully at some point you guys are able to make these decisions on the fly yourselves, and then if you're coming to the videos, it's either just to help me out and support me just for my content, or in reality it's to just get a verification of what you already thought was the correct answer, which, hey, I do too sometimes. Less so much these days because I've just been playing this game for so long. I'd also in the future like to showcase more of the content creators that I personally believe just don't have a large showing and absolutely deserve one. There are some content creators that I have found that, I mean, granted, as far as information goes, there aren't really information-based channels, but like showing you guys how to play, in a sense, like how good certain classes can be. I feel like it's something that should really get shown to people in general. I think it's really useful. So, because let me tell you, I don't know how many times I've heard people say the phrase "Hunter's not very strong," when in reality, Hunter can actually can delete content. I mean, technically, almost every class in the game right now can pretty much delete content. You just have to know how to play it. It's like, yeah, Hunter's like, you know, the tanky class. It doesn't do a ton of damage, and then watches a friend of mine, or watches a fellow content creator completely decimate Luther solo on Hunter. Yep, talking about Raven. Excuse me, it was the Raven. My mistake. You're supposed to say the whole thing, dude. It's probably ringing at me right now if he even watches any of these freaking videos. But like, it's just, you know, little examples like that of players I know that play the game very well. And it's not that you have to play the game as well as them to be able to do this sort of stuff, but like, there's just blatant misinformation going around sometimes, and it's crazy. All right, these poor guys, I'm gonna be leaving their party because we're not doing this again. At least not on camera. So look around, level 15 crosscut, dope. And we are good. Nothing over here. Oh, there's a disc right here. Level 15 Resta. Apparently we didn't have level 15 Resta. Look at that. So normally you would wait for your teammates to reset, but we're gonna go ahead and just leave. I became the party leader for some reason. I guess someone was gonna give me the party lead, and they were probably gonna leave. Let's finish this up at our personal quarters. So that's really about it, guys. That's kind of everything I had to show you guys today. Again, not a crazy informative video, just kind of wanted to bring some content to you guys. Don't Don't talk over me. Don't stop that. Stop that right now. Now you guys can't hear her because I muted her because she was talking over me and I don't like it. But hopefully this is a bit more helpful to you guys moving forward, or just a bit entertaining, something to toss on in the background while you're grinding, because I still haven't, I know about grinding because I still haven't gotten my Ray units yet. I'm still waiting. As soon as I get my other Ray unit, guys, I'm going to do I don't want to say a poor man's affix, but a money conscience affix for my Ray units. I know people have been asking about affixing units because it is a different process, not a substantially different process, but it's a little bit more difficult of a process on units. You don't have access to this, all of the same things you do on weapons. So anyway, again, I can babble on forever. Hopefully this is a piece of content you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if this is something that you enjoy, and subscribe if you want to keep up with new content coming along. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Later, guys.